welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia. So for today's look, I decided to do something a little bit more on the dramatic side. So for today, we went in with some ruby tones and also some pink tones, and also we paired it up with some dramatic lashes. This is for an outing, if you're going out with your girls, or if you just want to look pretty in general. So if you would like to watch this video, then keep on watching. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and write down in the comments below any looks that you would like me to do. I'm always open to new things. Thank you. So first, we're gonna start off with priming your face. I'm using the No Pore Blem primer by Touch El Sol. I got this in my BoxyCharm for this month. Next, we're gonna jump into brows. I'm using the Precisely My Brows by Benefit in the shade 3.5. My hair is jet blue black, but I do not like to go so dark for my eyebrows. Just gonna take that. So I set up my brows with the 24-hour brow gel by Benefit. Went ahead and did my brows. I also primed my lids with the Maybelline Instant Age Refining Concealer in the shade Golden Door. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions. So for today's look, it's going to be some ruby kind of vibes, and these are the shades that it comes in. And we're going to be starting off with the shade. Actually, they don't even say the shades in the back. We're going to use this shade starting off. I'm going to start off with the Morphe M330. Tap the axis. Now we're going to start off with this color in the crease. And I kind of want like a halo eye for today's look. The reason why I set my eyelid before I started using the eyeshadow is because I want a smooth blend. Sometimes when you don't blend, it can be kind of a harsh line. So for a look like this with colorful eyeshadows, you really want to set the eyelid. And also make sure you blend really good. And now we're going to do the same thing in the other eye. These eyeshadows are really pigmented. They're really soft. They're not chalky. Some colored eyeshadows, especially like pinks, they can be really chalky. So this one is pretty good. And this only cost $27. So it's great. They also have different shades. To meet everyone's, desire. So we're just gonna build that light pink up as our base. It looks kind of crazy, but I will wipe it off. Then we're gonna be taking the M505 brush by Morphe, and this one is more like a tapered blending brush, but it's a little bit more fluffier. The one that I used before is more smaller. It is tapered as well, but it's much more, it gets more in the crease, so that's good. This one is more fluffier. And then I'm gonna be taking this shade, which is like a raspberry kind of color. It's not too dark. And we're just gonna put that color in the outer crease, and you're gonna make your way up, blending it with the same pink we used earlier. You want to take your time with these colors because they can be pretty messy. So you just want to take your time and build the color as you go. The only thing I will say, these shadows do have some fallout. So I wouldn't recommend to do your foundation first. So we're gonna do windshield motions. See. And this look is nice. Let's say you're going clubbing or you're on vacation and you want a pop-up color. This is definitely the look, girl. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other eye. We're just gonna take that color, blending in with the other lighter shade we use as our crease color. I mean, as our transition color. Take more, tapping out the excess. And we're gonna keep on building up to make the look a little bit more intense, but still maintaining it soft on the outer corner. You don't want to just swap it on. You want to build it slowly, because if not, you'll have a harsh line and it won't be blended properly. So take your time, ladies. Trust the process. I'm going to be taking a little bit more of that color and putting it a little bit more on the crease on this side. Then we're going to be taking in the darker shade, and I'm going to be using the M433 brush by Morphe. Again, these brushes are really good and they're also affordable. These brushes range about less than $20, so pretty great, and they work awesome and they don't shed right away. So we're gonna take that color, we're just gonna continue popping it on the outer crease to create that darkness. So just patting it on there. And this color is way darker. This is the darkest shade we're gonna be using. Just pat that on there on the outer corner, blending it with the other shades but maintaining it on the outer crease. You don't want to move the shade too up, so we're going to keep on using that darker shade, which is this one over here, and we're just going to keep on patting it into the outer crease. Remember, you don't want to take this color too up because this is going to be the closure to the look. Then I'm going in with the brush that I used before, which is the M330. And we're just going to blend out the top portion. Now is the fun part. Now we're going to cut our lid and create a halo effect. I'm going to be using the MB16 by Morphe again. So most of all my brushes are from Morphe due to the fact that they're affordable and also they're great at what they do. So I'm taking some concealer. Just going to take a bit onto the brush. And this brush has like a great precision. So then I'm gonna take the shade. This is like a raspberry shade, but it has a shimmer shade, which is this one over here. It looks like the one that we used, which was the darker shade. In this case, this one has some shimmers, and it also has like a purpley tone to it. And I'm going to be taking it with my finger because these shimmery colors look better when you apply it with your fingers. Also, it's a smoother application. I'm going to be using the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made. This is my first time using this foundation. It's so great. Oh my gosh. And it's so affordable. I'm using the color T10. And it matches me perfect. So we're just going to take that with our fingers. And then we're gonna be taking the Instant Age Rewind, and we're taking the shade Golden Dior. Now we're gonna go ahead and set our foundation. I'm using the Fenty Beauty powder in the shade Honey. And with this powder, a little bit goes a long way. It does bring like a powder stopper, which is like this, to stop the loose powder from spreading everywhere. I wish most setting powders would think about that. So now I'm gonna be using the Morphe MB2, and it's a powder brush. I'm just gonna take some of that brush, soak it in there, and also tap the excess. So we're just gonna take that and we're gonna set the whole face. And we're just gonna be setting our under eyes. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use the Lilly lashes. And I'm gonna use the style Chicago. They're really fluffy. These are synthetic lashes. So let's go ahead and put them on. So I went ahead and put my lashes. Now we're gonna use the Luxie mini tapered brush to do the my under eye line. So we're gonna take the shade, this color right here. So we're gonna go ahead and just put that under our eyes, blend it out. Now we're gonna go ahead and use this darker shade, and we're gonna use it as well under the eyelid. I mean, under the eyes here, on the waterline. You don't want to put too much eyeshadow because you want to make that part look smooth. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to use mascara. And I am using the Better Than Sex mascara. And I'm going to set my falsies with my own lashes. Okay. And before I do my under eye lashes, we're going to set our face. And I use the Armani Prima. Go ahead. And now we're going to set the under eye. We're gonna do the bottom lashes. I barely have under eyelashes, but we're gonna dig in for these. Okay, we're all set, and I forgot to apply blush. So we're gonna go ahead and use the Morphe M553 brush, and it's like a tapered blush brush. It's also very fluffy, so it won't be direct application. So I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills. We're using the blush trio, and I'm using Peachy Love. This is the trio's name. So I'm gonna take the shade Nectarine, I think that's what it's called, which is this one, this lighter shade. Go ahead and literally just put it on the apples of my cheek. Put it a little bit on the tip of my nose. I'm not applying highlighter for today's look. I personally don't like highlighter too much. So for today's look, I am avoiding highlighter. I mean, I'm gonna contour my nose a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead bring that up. It looks a harsh line right now, but I'm just trying to set it to know where am I placing this. I'm gonna go high. Bring that out a little bit. Oops. Okay, so that is it for that. Let me just make sure that I like. So now we're gonna move on to lips. I'm using 2 lipsticks. So I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm gonna be using the shade, this shade right here. And then we're gonna be using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. I'm gonna be using the shade London. Okay. So first I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia one, and this is the color. It's like a nude kind of color, but also has like a pink undertone. I'm gonna go ahead. And actually I'm gonna change my mind. I think with a gloss this look will be nicer, so I'm using this lipstick, this lip gloss. That is the finished look. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys like this look.